Hello, and welcome to another episode of Rob's Ramblings here on the Bucks and Six channel. Today at the Brown Table of Sports Card Collecting, I'm going off the beaten path and I'm venturing into a very important part of my collection, which is my golf card collection. And this is in honor of the U.S. Open starting this week. Tomorrow, as I'm recording this, today is Wednesday. The tournament starts on Thursday. I'm very excited to see how this year's U.S. Open is going to pan out. So in honor of that tournament, I decided to show off some of my golf cards in a top 10 golf card episode. So what I'm showing today is my top 10 golf cards, and I got to tell you, people, trying to pick my top 10 and putting them in a ranking for all of my top 10 episodes has been just a tremendous challenge. A couple days ago, I posted an episode of my top 10 Hank Aaron post-playing era cards, and it was just so hard to choose which ones to put in the list and which ones to leave off. So today was no exception in that regard with my golf cards. I have so many cool cards that I'd like to include, but in the name of keeping the video a reasonable length, I want to keep it to the top 10. But today I am putting up these 5 cards in the backdrop just as kind of honorable mentions, that they'll be just there for your viewing pleasure as I go through my top 10. So these 5 cards that I have here didn't make the top 10. But if I did this ranking on another day, they very well easily could have made the top 10. It's just in the moment I had to choose which ones to include. So anyways, you can see some of these wonderful cards I have in the backdrop. The first one here on the left is a Steve Stricker autograph. He's a Wisconsin boy, so I always cheered for him during his career. When I was younger, he was my favorite golfer. So put his autograph card there. And then the next one is a Jerry Kelly autograph. He's another Wisconsin boy. So cheered for those two guys. Jerry Kelly has had much more success on the senior tour than he ever did on the regular tour, but cheered for those guys. The one in the middle here, the horizontal card, that's a patch auto of the Walrus. That's, Craig Stadler was for a short period of time was one of the best golfers in the world. But he was always a very charismatic character, so I put him in the list, and then not on my list, on my honorable mentions. The next one is a stature card. If you follow my channel, you know I'm a huge fan of the stature cards, and that's Freddie Couples. Freddie Couples had his shining moment for a few years, and then he had some back troubles that kind of derailed his career later on. And then, of course, we have the Tiger Woods. This is just beautiful, beautiful Tiger Woods card, wearing his red Sunday shirt with my red Slab City label in that Mag Pro. I think that was a gift given to me by my mom for Christmas, so I really love that card. So anyways, these are the honorable mentions. So we're going to get into the top 10. These are the top 10 as of right now. And like I said, if I did this list next week, I might have a totally different top 10 list. But what I settled on today, the first one, this is number 10. This is probably one of my most recent golf card pickups. This is a Rory McIlroy. And this one, I believe, is just a card that was issued by the Masters tournament. I found it on eBay, and there's no distinguishing marks like this. There's no upper deck. There's no tops. There's no other things. I believe it was just a card that the Masters tournament, you see the Masters tournament logo is here. And it's done very similarly to the the 75 Tops baseball card set. And it's honoring Rory's victory in 2025. And if you follow golf, you know he did also win the Masters this year in 2026. So this was number 10 on my list. Rory McIlroy, very worthy of making the top 10. All right, number 9 on my list. This is a 2021 Big Tony Finau Skybox Metal Universe card. I've always been a huge fan of Tony Finau, and this card was just too beautiful to pass up. Uh, Tony has had a little bit of a rough go since he first splashed onto the scene. He never won any majors, but he was always in contention. And he famously dislocated his ankle celebrating a hole-in-one on the par 3 tournament at the Masters a few years ago, and he really hasn't made any impact since then. I don't know if that ankle injury derailed him or not, but he's always been one of my favorite guys, very charismatic. And this one definitely was worthy of making my list. I sent this one in to get graded, as you can see. It's a SGC 9 on the grade, and it's some Skybox Metal Universe card. And I always like those cards. So this one just really caught my eye. So that's number 9 on the list. Number 8 is another Skybox Metal Universe card, and this one is of Tiger Woods. And this has just got some special level shine to it as well. Again, he's wearing his Sunday red, and this has that red shine, the rainbow foil kind of shine in the background, and I've put it in my red Slab City Mag Pro. Really love this card. Really pulling for the Tiger Woods to kind of pull himself up out of kind of this dark space that he's in now. He's some questionable life choices recently, but cheering for him to make a comeback. I don't really expect him to ever play golf competitively again, but just rooting for the person to kind of come back around and because he's got a lot to offer, and he's beloved around the world. All right, so that was number 8 on my list. Number 7 on my list is an Upper Deck Artifacts card of Arnold Palmer, and this for whatever reason, this black and white photograph just really caught my eye with that fantastic pose that Arnold has there. And of course, I've got it now paired up with my black and white Slab City label in the Mag Pro. Thanks again to Jeff. I think that color scheme goes perfectly well with this black and white photograph. And this card made my list not only because Arnold is definitely one of my favorite golfers, but just the card, this card itself, the build on this card, I don't know if it's coming through too well on camera, but recently I saw an episode, if you're familiar with the two guys that did this video, Overthinking Baseball Cards is their podcast they do. It's Dave and Jason, I believe, are their names, that they talked about in their most recent episode of attributes of cards that they kind of attribute to desirability of a card. One of their characteristics was the build of the card, and this card definitely, if you see it, it's just got this special kind of texturing and a build to it that really catches your eye, and the subject matter on this card is second to none, really. Arnold Palmer was one of the most beloved golfers of all time. So this one had to make my list. This is number 7 on the list. Number 6 on the list is another Upper Deck stature, like the Freddie Couples card here. But this one is just gorgeous. This is an Annika Sorenstam. And it's a green parallel, so it's numbered 169 out of 199. And for me, golf cards and the green parallel are just where it's at. Obviously, there are other parallels that are numbered to lower serial numbers than 199, but in a golf card, I think green is the appropriate one to target, and that's what I did here. This card is just beautiful. Annika Sorenstam, arguably the best female golfer to ever play, and was always a big fan of hers when she was playing on the LPGA. So picked this card up. Definitely worthy of being on the list. This is number 6 on my countdown. Number 5 is a 2012 Upper Deck SP, or SP Authentic autograph card of Andy North. Now, this doesn't have the shine as some of these other cards have had, But this one is special to me. Andy North is another Wisconsin golfer. I don't remember a lot of golf or watching him play a lot. I was pretty young when he was in his prime, but Andy North did win two U.S. Opens, so appropriate for this week. And Andy North has a slightly loose connection to my family. My family has some property on a lake in northern Wisconsin, and Andy North's family had property on the very same lake. Andy North's mother, Mary, lived on that same lake for many years. The Ann North family, I believe, sold their property now, but for a long time, Mary North was somewhat neighbors to my family up on our lake up in northern Wisconsin. So Andy was clearly one of my favorite guys to collect, and this autograph is probably my best card of Andy's in my collection. So had to put this one in at number 5 on the countdown. Number 4 on the countdown, if you know anything about golf cards at all, if you're familiar with any golf card, you probably are familiar with this one. This is maybe the most iconic golf card that's ever been printed. This is the 2001 Upper Deck Tiger Woods. It is widely regarded as Tiger's rookie card, and this is PSA graded 8. It's perfect in my eyes. I have looked at it again. I over and over. I don't know that I've seen any flaws with it. So the number doesn't matter too much, but this was just a fantastic photograph. Tiger pointing at the hole. He was in a playoff with, I forget the name of the guy, May. I can't remember his first name, but anyways, he was in a playoff, and Tiger made a big long putt. He was pointing at the cup as it was going in. So love this card, and put it into my list at number 4. Moving on up, number 3. The top 3 cards, 2 of them are the same guy because I have no doubt my favorite golfer of all time was Payne Stewart. And so this is my number 3 card. This is from the 2001 Upper Deck set. So this is just a base card. You could buy this card for $1. And I do some weird things, like I've mentioned. I send cards in to get the Tuxedo Slab, even if they're cheap cards, just because I like the way the cards look in the Tuxedo Slabs, and they're now protected. So this card, I just was drawn to this photograph. Payne Stewart, if you knew him as a golfer, you knew he had that special style. He always wore the Knickerbocker pants, and just had a really unique style about him. And this photograph, I think, showcases that very nicely. So this is my number 3 card, Payne Stewart from 2001 Upper Deck. Okay, getting down to it, my number 2 card on my list is my current favorite golfer, Tommy Fleetwood, and this one has got a lot of very cool shine to it. I had been looking for a Tommy Fleetwood card for years and years, and I never could find one. I just don't think Tommy Fleetwood made his way onto any checklists for any golf sets that were printed, because golf is unique. It's different than the other sports because there is no like players union where they were all agreeing to terms for their cards all together. Each time that cards were made, the players themselves had to individually agree upon the conditions of that contract, and Tommy never got onto one of those lists. But this one is an Olympics card. So Topps had the right to the Olympics. And since Tommy played for Great Britain in the 2024 Olympics, this card was made, and it is just beautiful. And it's numbered. You can see it up there. It's number 5 out of 25. So it's a pretty limited. There aren't too many, only 24 others of these that even exist. And this is my favorite current golfer, so I had to snag this one. And this one raced way up the ranks on my list, up to number 2. And so Tommy Fleetwood, almost at the top, but at the very top of my list, I don't think that there's going to be a golf card made that's going to ever topple this one off of my list. As I've mentioned before, Upper Deck Stature is one of my favorite brands of cards, and for golf, I just really gravitate towards those green parallels. So my number one golf card, and this is arguably probably in the top 10 of my whole card collection, maybe even higher than that. This is a Payne Stewart from 2024 Upper Deck Portfolio Stature. It's a green parallel. You can just see the beautiful shine on it. I've shown this card on the channel before, but I think it's worthy of being shown again. This is numbered 31 out of 199. Again, the green parallels, I think, are the best ones for golf cards. And this photograph depicts him as he was watching his U.S. Open clinching putt go into the cup for his first major victory, and he just was so enthusiastic, such a colorful character. And if you don't know his story, just months after this photograph was taken, he died tragically in a plane crash. And so he never really got to see, the world never got to see what more he could accomplish. So this photograph, because of when it was taken and what it means and just the whole package of this card, this is my number one golf card on my list. So I don't believe I'm going to ever own a golf card that I love nearly as much as this one. So this is number one. So I'll just take, with all due respect to Craig Stadler, I'm going to put my Payne Stewart card front and center here for the wrap up here of this video. I know golf isn't for everybody, and so I'm probably sabotaging my own attempts at getting views by doing a golf episode today. But golf is a gigantic part of my hobby journey, so I wanted to make sure I represent that today on the eve of the U.S. Open. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you are new to golf cards, hopefully you can see how beautiful they are, and you can go out and chase down some of these beautiful cards yourself. So until next time, everybody, enjoy the hobby and stay true to yourself.